Getting a pretty good group here together. That's awesome. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And then I have to kind of move
Let's
some
wait.
things. Oh,
Let's
go
wait
ahead.
another minute or two. Just if anyone is a little bit late, let's wait a minute too, and then we can start.
Absolutely. I'm just getting my screen. I have three screens here at home, so I have to get things where I know where they are.
That's the most convenient. I have a lot of screens. I'm looking one at the Facebook. Now I sent a post, and this is the Zoom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My dream when I upgrade my computers in my office is to get four. I'd like to have more because I'm always going between different things. Just even sourcing, it's amazing having two screens for those of you that do a lot of OA, being able to like just go back and forth between two screens instead of having to like toggle websites makes such a huge difference. I highly recommend it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So while we're waiting, there's already questions popping into the chat. And yeah, as I'm talking, guys, and going through stuff, feel free to post questions. There is a raise hand function. If you go to the bottom of Zoom, there's like a little heart. And if you click that, there's like a raise hand. And what that does is it pushes your picture up to the front. And I know that you have a question and we can get you where you can ask the question live or you can just put it in chat. Either way, we're recording the session. We'll post it in the WOW Facebook group, the Martyr Facebook group, the Martyr Discord, like all the places so that you have access to it. And basically the goal is just to spend a little more time because every session we've done so far has been very like fast and highlights, so we'll be a little slower pace today. All right. I think we'll go ahead and get started if that's okay. You good, Ito, for us to start?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I appreciate you guys coming in tonight. If you don't know me, my name is Tracy. I'm also known as Seven Figure Grammy on socials. I'm not super social, but I do post every now and then. I've been in the e-commerce world for about 30 years, been on Amazon for 25 and Walmart for 5. So I've seen a lot of things in my time. And when Walmart came on, it was, obviously everybody says it's the Wild Wild West. It was really before Wild Wild West. It was like, dinosaur age. We didn't have any data at all. And then these guys from Martyr came in and started giving us stuff to make sourcing on Walmart easier. And so I've really enjoyed being able to work with them and just give them kind of my feedback as a seller of the kind of things that we need along the way. And they have been so great. And the communities are really great. If you're not part of the Martyr Facebook community or the Martyr Discord, it's a great place to add suggestions, ask questions. If you're having an issue with the product, Ito is so available to everybody. He goes above and beyond to help everybody make sure it's a smooth process. So, um, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And so we're gonna go over here to Inventory Falcon and we'll just kind of walk through it step by step and see what kind of questions you guys have. And obviously, if you see something and you want to, interject and say like, "Hey, can we put this here or can we have that?" It'd be a great time also because all this will be recorded and be great feedback. So, can everybody see my screen, the Inventory Falcon screen? Perfect. Okay. So, obviously, I just came over to inventoryfalcon.com. I'm connected here. You can see right here on the landing page, dashboard is coming soon. So there is a plan to take the data that you're putting into Inventory Falcon and then be able to use that data to do a lot of reporting and things. So that's coming. So what we're going to focus on today, though, are the features that are available to you today and why you should go ahead and use them today. Even though reporting is not quite here yet, we want to start getting that data into the system. All right. So over here on the left-hand side is basically your menu. So if you ever need to come back to this beginning location, that would be home. Here is where we're going to add and send items. So we're adding items to the catalog and sending them as a batch, WFS. You can also come here and look at your catalog. So we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at what the shipments look like. You can add a buy list from Martyr, and you can also upload from CSV, and then of course, reports down there. But we'll start right here with add and send items. So we're going to click this. And the first thing it's going to ask me is basically, do I want a batch or not? So we need to understand what a batch is. So selling on Walmart, when you send items into WFS, that's basically a batch. Like when you create a shipment over on Walmart Seller Center, um, you're saying like, here are the items I want to send. I want to send 5 of this, 10 of this, 3 of this, 2 of this. That's a batch. So similarly, we're able to do that in Inventory Falcon, but we're able to basically make it seamless from the point of creating the items into the batch. So before you had to create all your items first, then make sure they were all converted, then create your batch. Now we can do it all together at once, which is a huge time saver. For someone like me, so I have a 4,000 square foot warehouse. I have a few full-time employees, and we are doing shipments anywhere from 400 to 1,000 items at a time. And sometimes that can be as many as 100 SKUs on a shipment because we go very, very wide on Walmart. So you can imagine like creating a batch, like having to look for 100 different SKUs to add in, then go back and add the quantities, then go back and choose whether it's a individual product or a case pack product. It took us a long time. So this process, making it all kind of blend together seamlessly, is a huge time saver overall. So if you want to create a batch, we're going to actually name the batch. So we're just going to call this Zoom demo, just for the sake of calling it something. And these are WFS items. I can actually choose and just create seller fulfilled items. There are a lot of people who sell things seller fulfilled. We do that seasonal items. We'll do it a lot during Q4 as well. And you're going to want to enter your seller fulfilled items this way too, because of capturing your cost of goods, because that's a critical piece of information when the reporting comes out for your profit and loss. So we're going to choose WFS for the sake of what we're doing at the moment. And then we just hit create. And you'll notice that the name of my batch is over here, Zoom demo. Currently, I don't have any items in the batch. And then I have this kind of running total that's going to tell me how much my items sell for, what's my total cost, and then what is my profit on this batch. And that's information we were never able to have previously when we created our batches over in Seller Center. We just kind of like, well, when I looked it up, it was profitable. I'm going to send it in and I'm going to like hope in a prayer that I'm still profitable when I send it in. So now we get to see that. So to add an item, you're going to basically search for that item either using a barcode, so the UPC, or you can search by product name, or you can search by the Walmart ID, or you can search for a SKU if it's already in your inventory. And for me, most of the time I'm sending things in that are matching the barcode because that eliminates a lot of prep for me. Because obviously, if it matches the barcode, you don't have to label it at all. So unless it has an expiration date, but for the most part, don't have to label it. So I like to do things by barcode. So I'm just going to choose barcode and then I'm going to click inside of the search. And then I'm going to use my barcode scanner to scan this item. Yep, now I'm connected. Hang on. There we go. I'm not at my work computer, so I had to reconnect everything. So it's searching by UPC. The first item that comes up is the UPC match. So if there's a UPC match, it will be the first one in the list of items. The other items in this list, it's using technology to kind of say like, hey, there's some other listings that might also work. And we all know if we've sold on Walmart for any point in time that sometimes there's a multitude of items like listings that will work because Walmart hasn't cleaned their catalog up too much yet. What I really, really, really love about this is that I can see the reviews and I can see the offer counts. And so reviews and offer counts give me a lot of insight as to which listing might be the better listing in terms of velocity and how fast this product might sell. So that's super important to be able to look at and kind of like gauge which of these listings is the better listing. So I like the UPC listing. We've got good reviews. We've got a decent amount of offers, but I'm assuming because of the reviews, this probably sells pretty fast. So I'm going to hit select and it's going to go into the Walmart system and magically pre-fill as much data as possible for me. So in the past, we had to basically enter everything. Then they kind of improved it and some things were filled. But now there's even more things that are filled for us. So we're going to get down to that information area here in a moment. I want to focus on this orange area to start. So the orange area are fields that are not required to be able to make the item on Walmart. So like to make the offer. Walmart doesn't require a source. They don't require a cost. They don't even require that you put in an expiration date. However, those things are important when we want to do reporting. So I would suggest that we actually enter this information in. So I'm going to just say that these items were from, let's say, Walmart. And let's say that I paid $5. Maybe I got it on clearance. And I'm like, well, am I going to make any money at $5? I'm not sure. I can actually click this little orange calculator icon and it opens up the Martyr app for me. It's going to make me put a code in here, but this comes pretty fast. Okay, so it'll open up the Martyr little widget app here for me so that I can actually come down and say like, hey, if I got this for $5, it already put that in there for me. I can say like, oh yeah, I'm going to make enough money on this. So I could do some analysis. Or if I'm thinking like, is this the right listing? I can actually dive in even more by looking at the price history and going into Histamart and offer counts and all the things that are here for me to see in terms of, this is really good. Nobody else is sending it WFS. So that means I might be able to like increase my price a little bit. So just having that little Martyr widget here inside of Inventory Falcon is super handy. Then we want to enter expiration dates because that's always important for things that expire. And then the last thing is just a note. And the note is something that later on we can use in our SKU. So for me, I like to have a little bit of the product name in my SKU. So I'm just going to put, Tums or whatever. Now, you'll notice that my SKU is already populated. The SKU is populated because this is an item that I have sent in before or I've listed it before. So it's going to pull from the UPC that you gave it or the item ID that you gave it. And if you've listed that item before, that SKU gets populated because the SKU has to stay the same. So we populated the SKU. If we didn't have the SKU, we would do the SKU builder. And so I'll show you that one. We'll do one that I haven't done before and we'll show you the SKU builder down here. We want to just verify the options that are populated and make sure that they're accurate. Are we in the right category? Is this the selling price that I want to sell it for? How many am I selling? Well, I picked up 8 of them. Okay, is it individual or is it case packed? Here's where you would make that selection. Whereas normally inside of Walmart, you don't make it till you create the shipment. We're doing it here because remember, we're kind of streamlining the entire process. We want to check the weight and we want to check the length, width, and height. For here, the length is not accurate. This is not 10 inches long. It is probably 13 inches high, but it's about 5 inches in terms of length and then width. Country of origin. This particular field and the source field are what I call sticky fields, meaning the next time I add something, the source will remain the same and the country of origin will remain the same. So that way, if you're listing a whole bunch of things I bought at Walmart, I don't have to enter that source over and over and over again. Same thing for country of origin. Like, you know, a lot of times we're listing toys and a lot of them are China. And so I just don't have to like do that over and over again. All right, product specifications. It doesn't contain an electronic component. All of this stuff is good. All of this stuff is good. I've got a main image, and then I have one more thing in red. Red has to be taken care of before I can list it. And that's the label image URL. And if you're like me, that has not been a fun thing to have to deal with, especially like having to go out and find it and that kind of thing. So the guys at Martyr have made this lovely little choose button that when you click on it, it will bring up all of the images associated with this listing. So I can just look at this and say like, okay, here's inactive ingredients, but here's the drug facts. So that's what I need. And then I say that it contains drug facts. And so once all this information is complete, I then click add item and it's going to move it over into my list on the right-hand side. That little circle that's like moving around means it's working to list that WFS for me in my inventory. And while it's doing that, I can move on and I can list the next product. So I'll choose this. See if it says my vitamin D that I take every morning. I'm sitting here on my desk. Okay, so again, we have lots of options here. So I want to make sure that we're choosing the right one. We like the UPC match. Usually that is the better listing. It does have higher competition, but it has more reviews. So I'm going to select that. Remember, it saved my source here, so all I have to do is put in my cost. I'll pretend that I got this on clearance for $2. I need to put in my expiration date, which is October of 2026. Ooh, hang on, 2026. Here we go. I'm gonna do Nature Made Vitamin D on that. And then I'm ready to add my SKU. So the SKU builder, you know, I could just type my SKU, like whatever I wanted it to be. I could do that. But they've done this SKU builder, which I can configure to take certain fields and create a SKU out of those fields. So for example, if I want, maybe I don't care about the cost, but I want the source, I want the expiration date, but I want the note before the expiration date. I don't care about selling price or quantity or random number, and I want this to be my SKU. So I save that in the SKU builder, and then when I hit apply, it pulls those different fields together to create the SKU. And so then the next time I create one, I can just hit apply. I don't have to configure it every time. I just configure how I want my SKUs once. And then when I hit apply, it just will pull those fields in every single time. All right. We want to check categories good, selling price. Is this what I want to sell it for? Probably. Let's say that I bought 6 of these individual. All of this looks good. Country of origin's good. I will show you that if I need to change the country of origin, I can actually click and then type like CHIN and I get to China. I don't have to scroll. So if it's like, oh, nope, it was United States. Scroll, 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 scroll on Walmart. Here, all I have to do is type in a couple of letters and I can get to it really quickly. I'm checking all of these. These are good. These are good. Again, I need a label image because this is something that you put in your body. And that is also, these are supplement facts. I'm going to add that and then I'm going to pause and see if there's any questions so far um, as we continue through with this. Where is the data for the orange boxes stored, source and price? So that's going to be stored inside of Inventory Falcon for reporting. There are no fields for that in Walmart. So the reporting will be done inside of Inventory Falcon. If you're used to Inventory Lab or Scan Power, they do the same thing. They capture cost of goods and your supplier information so that you can do reporting with that later on. They'll have to answer a question about availability via API. Don't know that. Yeah, great ROI. Yeah, when you make up numbers, it's great to have great ROI for sure. Any chance to be able to add the date of purchase? Um, can you address?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, sure. We can add an option to add the date when
yeah,
you
we
purchase
probably
it.
do need that for sure. Yeah. Okay, so you'll see when this added that I got this red exclamation point. This one is green. Green check mark means great, it's ready to go. Red means, uh-oh, there was a problem. So if I go and I look at this red, it's going to go, uh-oh, okay, there's some kind of API failure there. I don't know what that issue is. So is this where I need to retry?
Yeah, this
Right.
one we need to retry.
Okay, we'll retry it and see what happens with that. Okay.
Anyway, send me the item ID. I will do checks on the backend as well.
Okay, it'll pop up here in a second. Let me search for it. There's the item ID right there. 121-66392. We'll just do this again really fast. Yeah, Stephanie said she got the same error today. So we'll just do it again. That's I'll just say, like, they do a great job. Great job. But we're going to have a few hiccups, like as we kind of learn together. That's why we're pioneers, is that we've got to kind of work a few of those things out. And like, it's so hard to test for every single test case out there because there's so many different variations of, this could be on and this could be off and this could be yes and this could be no. So, we just, we've tested it a lot. Me personally, I tested it a lot. So, um, you just can't always get all of that. Okay, let's see if that one goes through.
In
As that
some
one,
cases,
oh,
oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
In some cases, you may see the error message. Usually, it will tell you what went wrong. For example, a popular error that people get is that you use a different SKU on the same item ID. But sometimes, in edge cases, for specific item IDs, you will get 404. So that's something that we need to fix. It's not something that you need to fix.
Okay.
And you can send it to our support, and we will fix this item ID. I will just tell you it's something that on Walmarts need to be identified, but we found a way to fix those. So every time you send us an error, we fix all stuff that's similar to this. So it's too similar to this. So at the end of the day, now we cover around 95% success rate. At the end of a few days that you give us item IDs, we get to
Part,
100.
it's part of the process. You will have like a place you can write you can add product, then it will be sent to our development team. They will fix it on spot, and then you will have the option and the ability to upload it. But it will might happen sometimes with some products. So you have like a place to write it down. It will send automatically, and they will fix it on spot.
So the question is, if you remove it from the batch, will it get deleted from the Walmart catalog? No.
No, it
So
will only get deleted from the batch.
yeah, so like here is my catalog. So you can see there's the Nature Made that we made. It is here and published. It might still be processing until Walmart fulfilled. There's my Tums that we created. It's ready, WFS eligible. So it will not, hopefully, if we get that fixed, like it wouldn't be an issue to add it back. So I'm going to go ahead and add another item. This one is a toy, so it's going to have like different fields than what we had before. I'm going to say I got this for $9.99, no expiration date. Okay, this one I've had already before. It already has a SKU. I got 4 of these. Category should not be baby toys. So that's a Walmart thing. So let's update that to toys. And then this is imported. And yes, it does need a small parts warning because it is a wrestler with little interchangeable faces and hands and things like that. All right, so once we get all that, we're going to add that item over into the batch. We'll give that a moment to go. And you can see that it is at calculating my sale price, my cost price, and my profit as those things get added. So if we send an item again the next day, we have to go through the same process, or can we add the item quicker since all this information was already entered the first time? As of right now, you're going to want to enter it again. That's the same process that Amazon does if you like use Inventory Lab, and that's because we want to capture the source and the cost of goods, which may change. Because like I may go to Walmart and buy this Tums for $5. Then I might go to Target tomorrow and it's $7. And that makes a big difference when I'm running my P&L statement. So we want to make sure we're capturing both the cost of goods correctly as well as the supplier information. Because we'll want to have reports like supplier profitability at the end of the year. I always look and see like who are my 3 top suppliers in terms of profit. I think that's important because the Pareto rule, like, 20% of your time, you should be getting 80% of your results. So like we want to focus on the things that work. You're able to both add items that you do not have in your catalog and list it as WFS ready to go. All inside of Inventory Lab. So these things that are green checked are listed as seller fulfilled, WFS eligible as soon as it gets the green check, So that stuff is ready to go. So now let's just pretend that I've done all the items that I'm going to ship in to Walmart. Once I have my green checks, I know what they are. I see what my sale price and my profit are. Then I come down here to the Send All Items button and I click that. And that opens up to create an inbound shipment. All I have to do is put in my address. And then when do I think that this shipment's going to get delivered? I'm going to ship it out tomorrow, less than a week. So I usually choose a week from now. And then I hit create. And I love the little truck that runs across the screen. It's so cute. And then it's going to pop open. Hang on a second. I was just in there, so I don't know why it made me do that again, but well, Walmart's being Walmart, Yeah, the little truck. It's so cute. It's like just something's happening. All right, so now it's going to open it up into my shipments, and this is the inbound order that we just made. So if I hit view summary, there's 4 of my WWE figures, there's 8 of my Tums, total of 12 units. All I've got to do now is go to the setup and tell it what size box or boxes, what are the weights of those boxes. I can hit next here, and then after I do the box sizes and things, then I just like get my shipping labels and I'm done. Poof. Like so easy, so fast. All that good stuff. Battery and Prop 65, if you could show us the option. How about batteries? Well, let's see. I don't know if I have anything sitting around here with a UPC, but I can look something up. All right. I'll get there in just a second. So here we see the shipments area, and you can see the shipment that's been created. And so I can look at the details of that just by clicking, and it takes me to Walmart. All right, so let's go back up to add and send items. And let's do, you wanted to see something with a battery, so I'll just do Zoom demo 2. Okay, and let me think of an item. Help me think of an item that would have a battery in it. You can tell how much I sell things that have batteries in them. Not often. I sell a lot of toys, but most of them don't have batteries included. Anybody got one? Bueller. Maglite. Okay. Does it have batteries in it? Does it come with batteries? Okay. Toothbrush. Oh yeah, an automatic toothbrush would be good. I'll tell you what, what's that like the one that the battery is contained in it is like Flip or something like that. It's like it's at Target. I don't know. Quip. That's it. Quip. All right, so here we have a Quip toothbrush. We'll let that come in. And guys, this is like, I'm just doing it on the fly. Like, I haven't done one of these. So we'll see what happens. I always love that. Like, when I just like, okay, let's try it. We're gonna pretend to do a little pretending again. We'll pretend I got this for $8 because I want to be profitable. No expiration dates required. Apply the SKU. Oh, I have to fill in this note. Ooh, because hang on. I don't have an expiration date, so let me save that. Just for a note, like expiration date, like if we're gonna have it in the SKU builder, should kind of be like maybe it fills in something if you don't have one, because there's gonna be a lot of products that don't. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Sure.
Um, we'll say we bought 3 of them, weight and height, country of origin. I'm just gonna change it to something different because I'm sure it's not built in the USA. Batteries included. Yes. Okay. What kind of battery does it have? It's probably a lithium ion battery and battery size. Look at all these choices. I have no idea what is a lithium battery, but I'm just going to pick it. And then you've got to fill out all these things like you do otherwise. So like that part, unless it's captured on the item somewhere, I don't know how we would pre-populate that. So it's contained in. What I do to find this information is I go out to the safety data sheet. So on the safety data sheet, can't I search here, Ito? Where?
So if we can't find it, you will need to add a URL, but let me
Okay.
share my screen. I will show them real quick how it looks like when
Yes.
we do find it.
Okay. Let Ito share for a moment.
I sent a request. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Awesome. So if you need an MSDS sheet, we go and search it for you. So let's say it contains. So now we are going to search it for you. And if we find, we tell you, select a safety data sheet. And we give you the options that we find. You just need to click on preview and check. And the one that is right, you just click on the title and that's it. So this is if we find an MSDS sheet in the official website. If not, you will need to put in the URL.
Perfect. Thank you. I'll also just share with you guys, if you go to the MSDS database, usually the SDS sheet for something like a toothbrush, it's not about the toothbrush, it's about the battery. So you can search for a particular battery here and sometimes find a safety data sheet that will work for that. So it's a little bit more challenging. On ones like this, kind of like when you get makeup or something that doesn't have the ingredients list and you have to like create that and get it uploaded. So there's some of those like things that aren't quite, they just aren't super smooth in Walmart. So, it's the best we can do. All right, so I'm gonna go back to saying no to this. Look at all of our labels and we'll just say none. I can't say none, no label. Add item, because really, oh, it's not. So it's saying it is. So I can't even add this because I need to have the safety data sheet. So anyway, that's that. That's how you do it. All right, I'm gonna go back home and I'm just gonna click add it this time. And this time I'm gonna do no batch. So like maybe I just want to enter a bunch of items and I don't really want to send them yet. This might be like for me, I do buy and holds. So, for example, our Party City is going out of business. I went in on the very last day that we were open and I got 97.5% off the entire store. So, filled my car. I got costumes coming out my ears that I paid pennies for. But I want to get those entered into the system because when you do your calculations for P&L, you should be calculating your unlisted inventory and inventory that has not yet sold. All of that kind of goes into your calculation for your P&L. Really hasn't been a good way to do that yet, but when we get our reporting from Martyr, there will be. So I'm having my staff enter every single item, even if we're boxing it up and putting it on a shelf. And that way we have it already in the system with our cost of goods. So I'm going to say no batch. And then I just will come in here and enter something. Again, like, okay, let me just put in Mulan costume. Again, we'll just for the sake of trying to find something that we can do. Okay, let's pretend that this is the one that I bought. Okay, so it's coming in. This is the one. It's a size 3T to 4T. Perfect. That's the one I have. I select that. I bought it at Party City and I paid 47 cents for it, which is about what I paid. I can, let's do this, Mulan, just for the sake of this builder. And I got, let's say, 14 of them, okay? I'm going to pretend like I'm weighing it right now, and it weighs 1.2 pounds. And the way that I'm going to fold it up and package it, it's not going to be 15 by 11 by a half. It's going to be more like 12 by 10 because we're going to fold it up and bag it. Okay. This was not made in the United States. All of these things are good. It is imported, and I don't have a label or any kind of requirement, and I'm going to add this item. So it's adding the item just like I did before. I'm just not going to send it. I didn't create a batch. I'm just sitting here and adding items. So that is definitely something that you can do. Like I said, like I'm not ready to send it. I don't want to create a batch. I don't want to have it shipped yet, but I want to get it in the system and I want to have it accounted for. And I think it's just kind of a good, healthy practice when things come in that you get them entered into something to record that you have them. And I will just, little personal story. Before I was in a warehouse, I had a house fire and I lost about 2,000 square feet of inventory. So everything that was not logged was very difficult to go through the process of accounting for the cost and where I got it. And I was having to honestly search through receipts that were, more than a foot deep, trying to find that particular item. So we scanned receipts, but we lost the computer that we scanned them on. So store them in the cloud. Do that as well. Another tip. All right, so this item is now entered. So that will be in my inventory now as well. One last thing, if we go over to add and send items again, no, I don't want to continue that. I can do the seller fulfilled. So again, maybe I just have items that I just want to ship myself because it's much easier. I'm going to pick this command strip, super light, doesn't cost very much to ship it. So it might be cheaper than paying Walmart to ship it. So things like that, we keep on hand and we will seller fulfill those types of things as well. So I'm going to select that. I got this at Walmart, the low cost of $1. Command strip, poster. Okay. Notice I don't have nearly as many fields to fill out. But again, I'm accounting for my cost of goods and my supplier for my inventory, which is super, super, super important. And so that's just going to spin and then That one will process, and then that will be in my inventory as well. Okay. Questions. Does anybody have questions that we have not yet answered?
By the way, if you are using the Martyr mobile app, you also have an integration with Inventory Falcon. So if you are doing RA, I will now open and show you this. If you are doing RA and you want to add stuff to your catalog in the store, you can go ahead and use the Inventory Falcon icon at the bottom. So if you will use this button, you will be able to add this current item that you scanned using Martyr to your catalog. And not only that, let me tell you a little secret. If you are going to use this feature in the store and you are going to upload a product, you will also see if you're gated or not. If you cannot upload the product using Inventory Falcon and you get that you cannot sell it, you can see it from the phone and you don't need to go back home and check everything using the Martyr mobile app.
That's an amazing tip. Amazing, because we've not had that ability until we actually listed it before. So that's great. Can the system, okay, I think I'm going backwards. Maybe I need to start at the top. Let's see. I'm gonna start at the bottom. So helpful. Yes, putting it in Seller Center takes so long. Exactly. Absolutely. Yes, I will post the recording in the Martyr Facebook group and the Martyr Discord and the WOW Winning on Walmart Facebook page. Prop 65 example. That one is tough because I don't know what item to pick to like get that to crop up. So it's only going to ask for that if it's not filled out. So we'll have to I'll have to try to find an example and then maybe post that if I find one. What kind of barcode scanner do you use or recommend? So this is my personal favorite. Let's see if I can. It's called a Real In. So that's just, it looks like a little remote and it has a really wide barcode. So it catches things really, really well. So at home, I use this one. At work, we use the Namadoo. I think it's called Namadoo scanners. This one is Bluetooth. The ones at work are Bluetooth and have a USB little dongle thing that you can plug in. So it's pretty reliable. That one's more reliable, a little bit tougher. This one I carry in my computer bag. So like when I'm out, like if I go to my mom's or I source a lot out of town. So this is the one that I use when I'm listing stuff or doing things in the hotel room, just because it's so little. I love it. When you list items on hold, will it be synced with Walmart Seller Center? Yes. So it'll be listed. It will be oh, that's a great question. Listed on your Walmart storefront or just saved in Inventory Falcon. So if I create the item, but it's not in a batch, does the item go live? Well, let's just see, because I just did one. So, because I don't actually know the answer to that. So, Inventory Lab used to have a feature. It's been kind of, I don't know if it's active right now because of all their changes, called unlisted inventory, which is where we put all of our Amazon inventory. Yeah, so it looks like this got listed with no quantity assigned to it. Is that the expected result, Ido?
So if you are doing a seller fulfilled, oh, this is the WFS converted?
Yeah, I listed it as seller fulfilled. I thought, oh no, I just listed it as no batch.
Yes, so currently it's at zero inventory because we update it when you do the shipment. But we will also do it on the WFS no batch.
Okay. You might remind me, Ito, and I'll kind of maybe we can have a conversation about like unlisted versus listed for like holds, things that we hold, because we do want to capture that. So good, it's a good question.
Sure.
Thank you for asking it. Let's see. Where is a list of batches if we need to go back to one? So in reports, let's see. These are items that I have done, but do we have like a batch? Like, can we get back to a batch yet? I don't think we can.
So currently, you will see only finished processes in the reports, but unfinished batches, we are working on an option to save a list of batches that you can go back to finish each one separately. Uh, and this will be very soon. It will be amazing.
It's our top priority thing to finish.
Yeah,
That you have the ability to have like in historical uploads.
perfect. Jim has a great question. Is there an easy way to update the cost of items I already have on Walmart, but they weren't entered into Inventory Falcon? So this is a great question because again, for accounting, especially since January 1st. So like any products that you either had in stock January 1st or products you've bought from January 1st until now, being able to put those products and the cost of goods and the supplier in would be beneficial for reporting. So that's probably something, we just can talk about like what the best route is and get back to everyone.
We can do something like a sync button that everything that exists that you did not upload using IF will be pulled, and then we can give reports about this as well.
Yeah, we just would need to be able to enter cost and supplier on those. And then that would be
Mhm.
perfection.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
you need to fill.
yeah. Yeah, the MSDS site that's been added. To add your own URLs tomorrow. Okay. Um, so I think those are all been answered. Um, can the system remember this info after it's been in a prior batch? It will remember the SKU. I don't know what information you're asking if it'll remember. So it remembers the SKU. You're going to want to enter the cost and supplier again because it might be different. If you're talking about the other fields, that would be a question for the guys to see like if we filled in fields for like the um ingredients list and all that stuff, and then I come back and I enter that item again, will it remember that info or do I need to actually do it again?
Currently, it remembers the SKU. In the reports, you can see all the other information that it remembers, but it does not populate stuff like the label image. That's a great idea, and I wrote it down.
Okay, awesome. Okay, yeah, the question about bundled items, like you can use the item ID. So, if you're using, let's say you're selling a 3-pack of corn flakes, the cereal. That's not going to come up by UPC match, but you can use either a title. So you could say corn flakes 3-pack and try to search for it that way. Or if you go out to Walmart and grab the item ID or grab the item D off of Martyr, then you could paste the item ID and search by item ID and find it. So definitely that as well. Okay. Can you send in perfumes to WFS? Yes, you can. So WFS treats hazmat very differently than Amazon does. And the only issue I have is that it doesn't really tell you whether you can send it in WFS until you send it in WFS. So sometimes you can send things in that look great and like a day or two goes by and then it goes into error status. So the things that I have found that you cannot send in are pesticides, so like bug killer, things like that. And then anything that has the words antimicrobial, antibacterial in the title or in the description. So that can include things like Under Armour t-shirts. It can include kids' scissors that have an antimicrobial coating. It can include ice chests. So things like that you cannot send in WFS, but perfumes I've sent tons in WFS. I've sent tons of like body sprays. Like I've got like a deodorant spray here. Amazon would have me send this someplace different. Walmart does not have a separate hazmat facility as of yet, but they sort their items in the way that they sort them. But yes, you can send perfumes, not a problem. Um, okay. Okay, you guys were giving me suggestions. Sorry, I didn't see all those. Yeah. Okay, any other questions that you have about Inventory Falcon? It's pretty simple, easy to use. You're basically going to live here in the add and send items area for right now. That's where, the glorious magic happens to be able to create those items, automatically convert them to WFS. So none of this crazy, choose your items and then you have to like fill out some kind of wanky spreadsheet that just like is hard to navigate. It's horrible. So just do it in here and then do your shipment, like get your shipment created and push it through. Oh, printing labels. Yes. Okay, so today you tried to send to Rolo. It was totally off. Okay. Yes, and then he sent to Moonbin. I love Moonbin printers. Um, so let's talk about labels. I didn't talk about that. So a couple of things here. Here is the barcode label. If you click on this, first of all, it's going to say like, okay, how do you want your labels? I use a Moonbin scanner most of the time. I have 4 Rolos, but my personal one on my desk is Moonbin because I like it better. So 1 by 2 inch label. My labels are 1 1/4 by 2 1/4, but that works. And then I want mine horizontal. So like Dymos, I think are vertical, some of them. But like the Rolo is horizontal. When I hit print and it opens up this sheet, the best results I get are not by choosing my printer here. It's actually by clicking this print using system dialog button. And I have it all set up here and saved as an actual preset. So you see these presets in my office. I actually have a preset that says FNSKU label, which would be the same as a Walmart label. So I would suggest doing that. If you hit print again, it's this print using system dialog. You can make edits, figure it out, and then save it as a preset. So that's my big suggestion on labels. But the labels are amazing. We love these. So much more text, a really big and clear scanning label instead of the tiny little things that we used to get. So love that. So that's how you print your labels. And I think there's a way, isn't there a way to print like all, maybe? Or maybe if I had more than one in here. I thought there was a way to do that. Ito, can you answer? Is there a way to print all the labels at once if I had more than one?
Not, but let's do it.
Oh,
A
okay.
button that prints everything at once.
I'm manifesting it into existence, guys. All right. Any other questions before we'll look at the roadmap with Ito, but any other questions about the product that we can help? When do you think we might have the ability to upload a batch of existing SKUs? There is a CSV upload. So you can do that just the same way that you upload a batch currently in Walmart. If you have existing SKUs, you could upload them that way into a batch. So there's that, and then there's also the add martyr buy list. So let me just come over here and open up martyr. And let me go to an item. I love Barbies. We'll go to Barbies. Just trying to get my martyr to open up fully. Let's see. So I can download my buy list here. There it is. I haven't done this yet, so we'll just say, there we go. There's my martyr buy list. So I select the items that I want and push them over, and then I'm good to go. That's how easy the integration is. So if you're saving things to a buy list while you're out shopping, you can do it that way, or you can add them directly within the Inventory Falcon button as you're shopping. So really cool stuff. Yes, the Zoom is going to be posted in the Discord, Martyr Discord, Martyr Facebook page, Wow, Winning on Walmart Facebook page. We'll post the recording. Okay, I'm going to give Ito control so he can talk to you about the roadmap and plans for Inventory Falcon. And guys, tonight's our first live. We're going to be doing another one tomorrow on a different tool, and then another one on Friday, and another one on Saturday. So hope you can join us for all of them. But today the focus was Inventory Falcon.
So before the roadmap, I would like to say that it was super informative. So thank you very much, Tracy. Um, just guys, just drop on us all the suggestions and the ideas you have, and we will apply it as soon as possible. Faster you send us feedbacks and ideas and suggestions, then it will be easier for us to apply it, and then we will reach to a perfect product as soon as possible. So just drop it on us. We are waiting for you, and we will apply things immediately. Either what about the roadmap?
Awesome. Can you see it?
Mhm.
Yes.
Great. So currently we are on Inventory Falcon Core, which is add item as WFS, self-fulfilled, create shipments, full Marter integration, CSV upload, and more. Now we want you to tell us all the features that you need to make this step perfect. Includes like the unfinished batch list, so you can go and do it as you'd like. This is step number one. After we finish with step number one, we go to reports and analytics. It's where we use all the data that you give into orange boxes. So we're going to have reports, analytics, everything that you need, all the graphs, all the numbers. Step number three is tracking. So we will track your inventory, we will track your stock, we will give you on-demand notifications if you need to restock. And this is step number three. And then we're going to have step number four. This is not determined yet, but it will be.
The secret.
So this
Yeah.
is the roadmap for Inventory Falcon.
It's amazing. The amount of work that they've put in to get it to this place, because we know how difficult Walmart can be, is amazing. So I really appreciate it.
And I have to be honest, it was pretty, with Tracy help, it was pretty fast, I have to say, to build something like that. So just imagine if we make something like that in a couple of months, we just need to fix the small feedbacks, and not to actually fix because there is a good product, but we can improve it. So just send it to us, and it will be, I believe, until the end of the month, we're gonna have an amazing and finalized product. So thank you very much for the great comments. It's heartwarming to see. Tracy, which kind of tool you want to talk about tomorrow? Which are them?
Tomorrow, I believe, is Ani Seller. And so, is that right? I have to look at my list. Hang on.
Hey,
Hang on. I'm going to look and verify before I say it.
you're the boss.
Let me see. The next one is Aniseller, yes. Then we have Marter OA, MOA, and then we have the Marter, Nepeto, Alerts, and this tomato together.
Yeah.
If you want to change it, we can change it, Tracy. It's your
Yeah,
call.
we're good. So tomorrow's Ani Seller, which is another one of my new favorite tools. So if you have ever had to look at a list of ASINs and then look them up one by one, or a list of items, look them up one by one to look and see if they're profitable, this is the tool that you've been waiting for. So you can upload a CSV file and very quickly look at profitability on Walmart, but also on Amazon. So you can do both. So it's a little bit of Amazon and Walmart training tomorrow.
Awesome. That's great.
And hopefully all of you guys have already purchased your Pioneer bundle. I think we have 4 more days left on it. If not, let's make sure that I'll drop a link in here for you guys, and a little coupon code that you guys can use. So give me just a second and I will get that listed. Maybe I will.
You want me
Don't
to?
forget.
Do what?
I will say, you want me to send it?
Oh, I've got it. I've got it. Sorry, I just had to scroll a little bit.
Don't forget to join the trainings. They are very important. We have Aniseller, MOA, and Marter, Nepeto, Alerts, and Distomart. You see how good are those. So join, and it will be worth it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Same time tomorrow for the training. It'll be 8 p.m. Central. We were trying to do these poor guys, or it's middle of the night for them, but we were trying to do it so that people on the California coast, it wasn't so early for them. So kind of a better kind of midpoint in the day. But yeah, make sure you join the Discord or the Facebook group. They're in there all the time. People are replying and giving suggestions all the time in there. It's a great place. And then if you're not a member of the WOW Winning on Walmart group, we do a lot of Walmart tips and tricks and just support for Walmart in general in that on that page. So thank you guys for joining. Have a great night. And I'll see hopefully a lot of you again tomorrow.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank
Take
you
care.
very much.
Bye bye. Have a good one.
Yes, Tim, former teacher for sure.